Hello, and you are very welcome to Killer Queen Conversations, the Queen fan podcast from Shane's Queen site. On this podcast, we will be interviewing Queen fans, asking them about their favourite songs, favourite albums, how Queen became part of their life, and indeed how the music of Queen has formed the soundtrack to their lives. So, without further ado, let's see who we have today.
Killer Queen Conversation.
So we're going to Las Vegas, Nevada, and lead singer of Celebrating Queen, JJ Midnight. JJ, how you doing?
Shane McDonald. I'm doing pretty good. It's 7 o'clock here, getting ready for a run.
So for those of you who don't know, JJ Midnight is the guy who called me back in 2021 and said, do you want to be in a Queen band? And how could I turn JJ Midnight down? So, yeah, we've been doing this now for just over 4 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Our first gig was only last week, 4 years ago. It was the Utah, St. George at the Cox Auditorium.
We'll be back.
That was an excellent gig.
Yeah, they're finishing it up. They were fixing it. We're going to be back.
Yeah. So how are you getting on?
You know, I'm doing pretty good, living day to day, out here trying to book some dates for the year, doing a little bit of traveling. You know, it's one of these things where we have some big stuff coming up and we just want to bring it out there.
We'll certainly discuss that later on. So if you listen to this podcast, then please stay tuned. We have quite a large announcement to make regarding Freddie. So that's a teaser for later on. We'll circle back to that. But for now, JJ, tell us, like, when you were growing up at home, what music was playing?
You know, Shane, I have some memory problems, but I'm going to tell you something. There are some things that I could never forget. And that was being on the sun porch at 49 South Street Extension in Bristol, Connecticut, and listening to WCCC rock and roll radio, who had a guy named Howard Stern on the air at the time.
Okay.
And I was listening to this song that came on. You know, I had heard Killer Queen and I thought that was a pretty good song, but then I heard Bohemian Rhapsody. I think this was about 1975 or so.
That's right. Yeah.
When I was, but anyway, so I heard this song and I started singing it. And, unbeknownst to many people, is while I was the athlete of the 11 kids in the family, my family was mostly musical, with my father being a performer, a lead singer, a banjo player, a guitar player, and all the kids, our second language was music.
Wow.
But I hear this song on the radio and it's Bohemian Rhapsody and they're singing, and I'm finding out that physically I can do some of those things. And my friends are like, wow, that sounds great. And some of my friends were, wow, you sound like a girl.
Well, it's quite high. It's a lot of falsetto, a lot of head voice.
Yeah, where the song goes, a lot of texture,
Yeah.
And so I had started singing that song, and people started telling me, man, you sound a lot like that guy. That I know him as Farouk, as Freddie Mercury, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they said that I sounded a lot like him. And, and it was kind of funny. Music in my world was underneath athletics.
Yes.
And the rest of the family were, they're all singers and musicians, and, they're great, very talented. But I got to tell you, I took this a little further than the rest of them.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to see the world with my voice. But Bohemian Rhapsody, that song kicking in, that changed my life. And it changed a lot of other things in my life.
And Queen weren't exactly your favorite group, so they weren't. I mean, your favorite group in the world was?
Well, Kansas. And my family, my brothers and sisters, we would go to concerts to see Kansas at the Hartford, Connecticut Civic Center.
Wow.
And we would go see Kansas, and that singer, Steve Walsh. My goodness, as a singer, I got to tell you, man, there's a lot of registers that he hits that I think would be tough for FM,
Yeah.
And
So do you think there's a lot of similarities between his style and Freddie's style, or is it kind of just some of his and some of Freddie's joined together?
Here, you won't hear this from other singers, maybe, but here's the thing. I told you I doubled in athletics. Freddie Mercury, Steve Walsh, in fact, Steve Walsh wore athletic outfits, were the athletic singers of their time to me. They sang with power, and they used all of their chambers. That was the difference.
I think I get that. Like, I mean,
that's how I do.
Oh yeah,
that's how I do.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I don't need a microphone. What's a microphone? I mean, put that away.
And I mean, you spoke a minute about going to concerts, and you have quite an interesting story about one of the Queen concerts you were at as well, weren't you?
Oh, Shane. Independently, I remember this vaguely because of some of the stuff that I've been through, but really I kept some accounts of it in writing.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting in the 7th row at the New Haven Coliseum. And another thing that reminded me of this is I have a friend that was not with me at the concert, was sitting up at the side and saw this happen. Freddie Mercury, Roger Taylor, do you think you're better every day? And then Freddie goes, no! And he whips it.
Tambourine.
And all of a sudden, this tambourine with the padding on it is in my hands, and I to this day don't know how it got there.
Wow.
I'll claim I'll claim I possess some athletic ability as to catching a baseball or doing this or doing that, but that appeared.
Wow. Well, I mean, baseball was your life, so maybe it's a reaction. Maybe it's like second nature. When you see something flying, you put your hand up, you get it, catch it.
Yeah, I would like to say it was second nature, like a baseball move, but I got to tell you, to this day, for whatever, I don't remember how it got there.
Wow.
I don't remember seeing it fly through the air and consciously thinking, here it comes. Yeah.
It's a nice memory to have, though, knowing that the last person to touch the tambourine was Freddie.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. And, and I looked into it a little bit. I think Peter made them for him. Before concerts, he always had this padding thing.
That's right. Yeah.
And
well, they were very conscious of making sure that if anything went into the audience, that it would not injure anyone. And I heard a story one time that Freddie made sure that every single rose that was thrown into the audience had been dethorned. In other words,
that was cool of them, because it would have been mean otherwise. No, Shane, I gotta tell you, in regards to the tambourine, what's really funny about it is, so I catch this tambourine.
Yeah,
I go to a Queen concert, probably the 3rd time I saw them, and I have this tambourine. And if you're in a band, you carry around those milk crates, and you put your wires in there, and you put your connections and everything, and guitar strings or whatever. And so I used to, after the gig, throw the tambourine in there. And, damn it, after about 3 years of touring, somebody took it. I know somebody took it, because I knew I put it in there.
Wow.
And my reaction was, at the time, circa 82, my reaction at the time, who's this Freddie Mercury guy?
You should know better.
Freddie Mercury, and so it's kind of a
very good
story.
It's a good story. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Did you have any Queen albums at that stage? Did you actually purchase any albums, or did someone give you any Queen albums? And if so, what was your first?
Oh, it's really interesting. My first album was Queen 2.
Yeah, me too.
My brother Frankie gave it to me.
Oh.
And he gave it to me, and he said, listen to this. You like Kansas, you'll like this. I'm
nice.
Like, I don't see a big resemblance, but I mean, the intensity of it is there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And Queen 2 was It still reigns as my favorite. It sounds like it's the favorite of some of the band members themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Queen 2 will be released on the 27th of March. So we were recording this on the 24th of March. So in 3 days, no, 4 years' time, 3 days, 4 days' time. Not sure exactly. Yeah, so it is 27th. Yeah, so it'll be 3 days' time. Yeah,
I love
we're going to have a repackaged, remastered Queen 2 with a load of new stuff, instrumentals, demos, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting listen. I have it already.
Yeah, if you're drawing air on this earth, you got to go listen to Queen 2.
Yeah, I think it's the gateway drug into
really
Queen.
Special. It's really, really special. I love singing Queen 2 music. In our group used to do the March of the Black Queen, and it was great to learn, and it was great to play, and it was great to listen to after.
Yeah.
The problem with a song like that in a tribute setting is many of the people are coming to hear the hits, and a handful of people really appreciate the work you put into March of the Black Queen.
Yeah.
But rushing to many people. It's such an intense song.
It's huge. And there's so many parts to it, and there's so many elements to it, and there's so many little intricacies that if they're not there, the Queen fans will know it's not there. And if it is there, some people may not even know it's there because maybe it's their first time hearing it.
Well, I think the style is really the predecessor to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Correct. I was just going to say the same thing. Yeah.
And I would call "Was It All Worth It" the song that came after. Because that song is packed with some of the same kind of segments.
Yeah. Some people say that
from the instrumental timpani to the vocals, the big vocals, and and by that time they were using synthesizers. I just want to say
they were indeed. Yes, they introduced synthesizers for the first time on the game. So that was the first time there. So interesting that both our first albums was Queen 2. Like, I mean, you've already discussed your own experience of being at a Queen concert. Did you watch Live Aid, or was that something that passed you by because at that time you weren't really into Queen, or was it something you actually watched?
Shane, I got to tell you, Mr. McDonald, I watched Live Aid live.
Right.
Okay, not there, but I watched it.
Yeah.
I could.
Like me.
And I got to tell you, I didn't realize what was going on, but by the end of it, I kind of felt bad for some of the other bands.
Yeah, true.
I really did.
And that's interesting because I didn't understand what was going on either. My cousin was a huge Queen fan, and he just said, "Guys, shut up! I'm watching this," and we just wanted to watch it. Yeah. And I was like a backseat passenger. I was watching through him, if you know what I mean. He was the huge Queen fan, always was. He was the guy who gave me Queen 2 in 1991. In the window.
So
he says, "I think you'll like this." Yeah. So I mean, I have mentioned that on the podcast before, purely because it was just so weird. Like, I wasn't a huge Queen fan. I had some interest, definitely, and out of nowhere, I got this cassette in through the passenger window of the car, and 20 minutes later, I was kind of going, "Wow, I need to hear more of this band," So. So when you were watching Live Aid, like, obviously Queen stood out. Like, was it as amazing now looking back as you think it was then, or do you think there was other bands at the time that you?
That point I just made about feeling bad for the other bands is only made more poignant by watching the Freddie tribute and watching some of these guys try to handle his catalog. And I've always said, Paul Rodgers, love Paul Rodgers all my life. How many times Yeah. But the fact was, Freddie could sing anything in his catalog, but Paul couldn't. So Paul had to make it his own, and he did. True. And there's nobody like Paul Rodgers.
Yeah.
Appreciated him being there at the time to keep it going,
Yeah. And actually, I'm glad he didn't try and do a Freddie. I'm glad he made it.
Me too. It would have been like a bad imitation,
It goes to show as well how somebody can interpret a Queen song and make it their own style. When we were at the Zenith in Paris, I think it was actually around this time of year as well. It was March 2005. I think it was even around this time of the late March. He did Hammer to Fall slowly. So it wasn't a very, very hard doom, doom. You know, it
Right,
wasn't
right,
that thing.
right.
It was a very soft, almost like a clean guitar arpeggio that Brian would play, and it was a softer version. And then they went into
Bluesier, bluesier.
yeah, bluesier, yeah. And yeah, I like Paul. He's a nice guy. He was great for the show. It was amazing to see Roger and Brian live, because I definitely didn't have a chance to see Queen when I was growing up. So yeah. And you, like, what's your thoughts on Bohemian Rhapsody movie?
Well,
live in it.
First thing I want to say is, I was just to get back to what you were saying there. While Paul did a great job in his own regard, I have to also say that Adam Lambert, I love Adam Lambert.
Yeah.
I don't understand people that are ripping that guy. You know, I love him. His vibrato's a little quick for me, but that's it. Come on.
He's making his own. Look, people go on and on saying that Adam is not Queen. Adam is not. He was never part of the original Queen, but I believe that he is keeping the memory and the music and all of Queen alive and bringing it to a new audience who may not have heard it, bring it to the American audience who maybe didn't maybe fell out of love with Queen at some point, and now he's bringing it to a worldwide audience, and he's a great singer, and
he presents it live as good as anybody could, probably in the genre, maybe a little heavier than Freddie would have done, but in the genre of Freddie Mercury, had Freddie Mercury been able to truly be immortal and live at that age forever. Adam brought us back to when Freddie was about that age, up a notch. The vocals were right there, arguably live, maybe a little. You know?
Yeah, but also he's doing it as himself. I mean, Adam is quite openly gay, and that's great for Adam. But it's a pity Freddie didn't have that luxury of the freedom at that time. Nobody, like, that wasn't something that we would like. We had the no, it wasn't as accepted at that time. You know.
Yeah, it's a different world nowadays. I can remember somebody telling me, "Oh, you like Queen?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Yeah, I like Queen." Oh, I like gays. They're nice people. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So I mean, it's unfortunate for Freddie that he didn't have the luxury to be free and open and relaxed about who he actually was, instead of just trying to be, you know, press friendly or whatever it was at that time. You know. So, and speaking of Freddie, we are now moving on to an extremely exciting event taking place in Las Vegas on September the 5th, which would be Freddie's 80th birthday. JJ Midnight, so off you go.
Yeah, off I go. You're so funny. Well, I want to talk about this, and I'll tell you what, it's a real personal thing. A lot of you people out there, you don't need to know all the details and everything, but I went through a thing where I lost about 6 years to a car accident with brain injuries and that kind of thing. Okay, I'm pretty good now, right? Okay, great.
You're great. Yeah.
But Freddie Mercury, okay, along the years of my life and in teaching for a program and creating a program called the Everybody Sings Project years before my life-changing accident have actually proven in the end to be lifesavers. Yeah. You know, and right down to exercise, you know, having a little bit of muscle to prevent my accident from being worse. But back to this event. So I decided, okay, here we go. After 6-7 years, I'm actually going out to full touring again, performing, writing, making music my life, turning off the news. Okay. Yeah. Nothing good there. They're just selling ads and collecting eyeballs. Yeah. So what I did was I decided, hey, you know what? Freddie Mercury is going to be 80 years old this year. If he were alive, it would be the 80th year and a celebration of some of the best music the world has ever seen. And I maintain that. Queen is like singing. It's everywhere. Everybody sings. It's a natural reaction. It's what we do. We hum, we sing, we do all these things, and we keep our body moving and the motion, and singing is basically breathing. And that's what I say. So I contacted Matthew at the Hard Rock,
Excellent guy.
Here in Las Vegas. It's a beautiful venue. Icons of Rock has a residency there. It's one of the nicest hard rock cafes in the country. And we worked out a deal. So what we did was we got the Everybody Sings Project to be a presenting sponsor for this event and the beneficiary of extra proceeds from this event, and Celebrating Queen and our friends to be announced and special surprises to be announced are going to be part of Freddie Mercury's 80th birthday bash on the Las Vegas Strip at the Hard Rock Cafe, featuring Celebrating Queen. And if you're just joining us, guess who's going to play keyboards? It's the music director, Shane McDonald. No, Shane.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm proud to be able to present this Freddie Mercury concert with the Everybody Sings Project, as it's sort of like a life experience. It's sort of like why I sing. And now that I know that through therapies and some of the things I went through to regain my health after my my injuries, Freddie has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
And singing has a lot to, I almost said something, has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're promoting. So we're going to have a happy day. We're going to have a happy party. We're going to have Queen fans from all over the world. Invites are going out. Yeah. Yes. There's a huge official Queen party in Montreux, Switzerland.
Yeah.
And it's a great event.
Yeah.
If I could go, I might go, but I can't. I'm going to be performing on the Las Vegas Strip for all you people out there.
So if you're looking for information on this, if you visit celebratingqueen.com, and also if you want to find out more information about the excellent work that the Everybody Sings Project does, that's everybodysingsproject.org. So
it's going to be a great thanks for cutting me off, Shane. I'm so passionate about this stuff.
I just wanted to get
important info,
that information in there, because we have spoken quite at length about the Everybody Sings Project, and you've told me some great stories about how you've brought schools and music projects and music programs into schools, and how it has benefited not only the students but also the relationship between students and teachers. So that's quite an interesting.
Yeah. Oh, Shane, this is really funny. Let me tell you about the origin of the Everybody Sings Project. I told you a little background on my family, how I grew up with music and all of that. But really, the Everybody Sings Project emanated when, Freddie was gone, and I wanted to do something special with this special music. And so I decided I'm going to put together the finest band in the land, and we're going to have background singers, and this is 2007.
Wow.
2008. Okay. And my daughter, who I was raising alone, was old enough to move on a bit. And I had some time, and I was focused on having a great Queen band.
Yeah.
I do a pretty good job singing. And
I've seen some of the footage. Amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. And my band members are awesome. And that goes for you, Shane. Stop blushing. Okay. But so I decided I was going to put together this band, and I did. And, I thought to myself, there's a lot of great bands in the land out there. And I thought, I need something that's going to make us just a little more special. And I had believed in, and I had done a little bit of research into the health benefits of singing, physiology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Physiology, or however you say it.
Physiology.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you for helping me. Hope I have a closed caption there too. But anyway,
we can organize that,
Yeah. So I decided, to do something into that. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to contact the choral department at Green Bay East High School. We were playing at the Meyer Theater, a beautiful national act theater. And I said, I want to come into your school and talk about the health benefits of singing. And the choral teacher said, that'll be great for our class in Bohemian Rhapsody and all. And so I put it together. I put together a nice event. There are 3 different news crews showed up. And they're like, and then one of them says, you should start something with this. People need this. People need to understand that singing is like yoga. Singing is like a lot of different exercises that passively or even aggressively help you.
Yeah.
And so I started doing some research, and the next thing I know, we have this, and the next thing I know, we're booking lawyers to form the organization. And since 2014, we've been doing the Everybody Sings project. And in 2018, I got crushed by a car on my bicycle, and I decided I needed the Everybody Sings project.
That kept you going.
Yeah.
That kept you going.
Yeah. COVID kept us out of schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it gave me a time to recover somewhat. But every minute of that time, I was working on recovering my vocals, recovering my lungs, recovering my brain. And I used many of the things and the disciplines that, a singer would use to get more breath, because it was
tough on you.
That was everything to me,
Yeah.
And to be able to envision myself. At first, I had no dreams, but to be able to envision myself on stage again.
Yeah.
And now I'm envisioning myself on that Hard Rock stage for Freddie Mercury's 80th birthday. Amazing. Oh my God. That's a great
where you are now. And Everybody Sings project is a fully registered 501c charity. So that's linked with Celebrating Queens. So this is going to be part and parcel of the event on the 5th of September in Las Vegas. So yeah, it's going to be an excellent event. And before that, we have a show coming up in, how do you pronounce it? Arroyo Grande?
Arroyo Grande.
There we go.
That's
California.
We've got a show coming up there. But Shane, I expect to, now that I got doctor clearance and everything on a lot of things, I expect to be booking some great shows. And, I'd like to do 20 or 30 more this year, Excellent. And so if there's agents out there looking, we want to get out there and play some more.
Yeah.
We love this stuff.
CelebratingQueen.com, of course.
We make people happy.
Yeah. Well,
like you, Shane McDonald.
That's what I love.
How long has your website been going?
Oh, we're into the 23rd or 24th year now at this stage.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But this is actually the first year where it's actually at sorry, I'm talking about your website now. Sorry, of my website. It's the first year it's actually been on shanesqueensite.com. Prior to that, it was on a load of different domain names.
Wow.
It was actually a subdomain of a website, and I just felt it had enough content and enough clarity and enough kind of demand that we moved off to its own separate domain name to make it a website of its own, Yeah, and actually, I have a link from you going back as far as 2013, asking me to put a link on my website for Celebrating Queen, even before I knew who Celebrating Queen was. Because you didn't contact me until 2021. So that was like 8 years before that. And I think you're using all the music from my website as well, weren't you, on stage? You're printing out all my chords.
Well, I'm going to tell you, without knowing you,
I know.
And seeing what you were doing, I thought, wow, this guy's really cool. This guy. And then I found out you played the piano.
Yeah.
And you have these tutorials on there.
That's right.
I'm up there singing Queen. I'm up there singing some of these lyrics and stuff, and I don't even have to think about it.
It's good fun. That's the thing. I agree as well. Like I think when you get into pure flow states where you're playing without thinking. I remember looking down at my hands at the Cox, our very first show at the Cox back in 2022 in Utah. And I was looking down at my hands there. It was playing Don't Stop Me Now. And I was like thinking to myself, what are they doing? I can see them moving, but I don't. It's because it's so ingrained in what I do. I no longer think about what chords I'm playing. It's more along the lines of ensuring everything is going well with the band and everything is going well out here and that sort of thing. So you do kind of lose, connection with your body sometimes when you're playing music like this, when you love it so much,
I gotta tell you, that's really funny. That's how I beat anything that resembles stage fright.
Oh yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. No.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I get out there and it's like second nature to go out there and entertain and smile and make people happy, because I'm so grateful that they're there, and I'm so grateful. Freddie, great tunes. And I'm so grateful.
That's
for
nice.
Queen.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I don't get stage fright with celebrating Queen, but I used to get stage fright years ago when like I used to do weddings, for example. I used to play at weddings. I used to play like the in the church, you know. And I think it was a case that really I didn't embody the music. Like the music was something that I was reading. I was reading the music on.
Yeah, it was more foreign as opposed to
exactly.
being ingrained.
But because Queen is part of me, I don't feel it's something that I need to be worried about because I know it so well, and it's, you know, that's the nice thing about it, you know.
Well, when my brain got rewired, M. Spiracy wrote about that. Right. I think I sent it to you. Did you see that
Which
link?
one?
The new edited one.
Oh,
I sent it to you. It's M. Spiracy was covering my brain injury and how Freddie Mercury was on my frequency.
Oh yes, you had a brain scan. Yeah.
Video. Well, there's a new version that you have in your. I just sent it to you.
So you
it's
had
kind of interesting.
You had a brain scan, and Freddie look like there's a silhouette of Freddie in your scan.
Oh yeah, it reaches.
That was freaky. I saw that. Yeah,
areas,
that was quite interesting. So
because Shane, if I didn't have singing, I might not have a lot.
Yeah, but like singing is important. Like there's other research out there to show that, for example, people who are undergoing Parkinson's, people who are suffering from Alzheimer's, singing is one of those things that actually helps them. It's a huge benefit for anybody who's doing something like that. That singing actually is a huge benefit because it creates new connections and also uses the connections that are there. It's one of the core things. I remember like seeing a video of some person who had Alzheimer's, aged 89, and they put the lady in front of a piano and she was able to play perfectly because the music was within her, you know. So it's I can't do that music. I just can't.
Yeah. No, and I can't either. And and I'm really grateful for the Queen music I get to sing. I'm grateful for Freddie. We're gonna prove all that out on September 5th.
Well, I'm grateful for you for asking me to be part of your amazing group. Thank you.
I'm grateful for you for saying yes. It's almost like I asked a hot girl to go out with me and she said yes. I'm sorry for being so loud.
I appreciate you for equating me to a hot girl.
But you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say, right?
I do indeed. Thank you very much.
Oh, Shane, listen, everybody out there. I'm blessed to have this guy on stage. You want to come out there and hear somebody who sounds like Freddie Mercury? You can come out there and hear me. I got the power. I got the finesse. I'm not Freddie Mercury. Genius.
But you can sing like him. That's the main thing.
Yeah, but the big part of our show that it might not reflect in the dollar signs on the ticket is this guy right here, Shane McDonald. Him and his lovely family, his beautiful wife, Maria. Ireland. He calls Ireland home. What a great place. I can't wait to visit.
Yeah.
Shane McDonald, you guys.
So,
you're following.
As you can see behind me, right up there, there's a poster of Celebrating Queen, and that's the Freddie show.
There we are. There we are.
And the reason why that one is there is because that's the Wembley show. Is because that was one of the very first live shows I ever saw of Queen. My uncle gave me a VHS of Wembley concert that was shown on Channel 4. There was a program years ago called The Tube, and they had it kind of shown on that. And I remember watching. I was blown away by what Queen were doing. Even before I actually really fell in love with Queen, I had that VHS, and I probably burnt a hole in it from playing it so many times.
Well, those things were meant to wear out.
Yeah.
They were. Shane, I have a question for you about your audience.
Yeah.
We know what the hits are and everything. What kind of B cuts or deep cuts does your audience like? Does anything come up more than something other that surprises you?
My Melancholy Blues is one of the songs that consistently get requested as a tutorial, and it is one I will be doing very, very soon. But that is one that people do come back with as regards to songs to do, and it's an amazing song. And also Millionaire's Waltz. Those two songs, and I think that's one of the songs you think that would deserve more love, wouldn't it?
We were happy. We spent all our days holding hands together. Do you remember, my love, how we danced and played in the rain we laid? Wish we could stay there forever and ever.
Bing.
That's all. My agent's in the room. I got to start charging you, McDonald.
Yeah, we're going to be for copyright breach now at this stage.
Oh, yeah, right. But anyway.
Yeah,
so, that's a great song. I wouldn't mind doing that. I love where that guitar crashes.
Yeah, it's an excellent song. Again, very like March of Black Queen, in that there's loads of bits to it. There's loads of sections to the actual song.
No, I didn't think of it that way, but you're right. And to me, it sounds like a romance movie.
Yeah,
that goes through segments. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like a guy meets the girl, and they're just that's what it reminds me.
It's in 3/4 time. I mean, like, what other group can kind of get away with recording a huge? Yeah, it's Queen.
Shane, ready? My fine friend, take me with you, who love me forever. My fine friend. He does that.
He does that. Yeah. I love that.
Oh my God. I used to love
it's almost that. Like he almost says "with you," as in.
Yeah, he does. He says with
like almost like a foreign accent. I do like that bit. The way
I think it's like that French. Look that up in the liner notes. I think he does say whiz.
Yeah. Freddie will do that a few times in certain songs, but where he'll pronounce something just differently, and that accentuates the song quite a lot. You know, or he'll roll his R's, or that's what I love about Queen. They're so varied, not simply just singing a song.
That guy was such an artist.
He knew what he was doing.
Type FM. I mean, come on. FM. I got FM. I told my doctors that. I have FM. Oh, you have O? No.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. They even named the frequency after him. FM.
Well, that's nice. Yeah. So, with that in mind, I mean, what are you looking forward to? What's the one thing you're looking forward to regarding the Freddie birthday on September 5th in Las Vegas?
Well, you know, it's interesting because no doubt many are going to the Montreux one. And you know, we're offering this one as the American answer in an American iconic place. So, you know, I know the band's going to rock. I think we're going to pick a few different songs here and there. But the audience that we're presenting this to, look, if you're over there in the Netherlands or you're over there in Hong Kong and you hear about this show through the socials or online or any way you hear it, come on out. We want to see a real diverse section of people from around the world that enjoy Queen. And I will be so proud to perform for you.
Yeah.
It's not just a gig.
Yeah.
It's a play. It's a mark in time. This is Freddie Mercury's 80th birthday on the Las Vegas Strip.
Yeah.
And if you've never come to Las Vegas, I think it's about Labor Day weekend, and it might be a great time for you to come to Las Vegas. Book your tickets and your lodging now. We will rock you.
And we have two shows. One is at 4 p.m. and one is at 8 p.m. So we've got two different choices. So if you've got a family with you, maybe you want to go to the 4 p.m. one and you get to see the show and get to meet the band and all that. And what I love about our shows is actually meeting people after the show. And understanding, like, I think we often, like the last show, it was nearly half an hour of meet and greets after the show, I think. So it was just
singing is an excuse to meet people.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. Some of these people we've met, oh, my goodness. I just met a guy from Vietnam at one of our last shows.
Wow.
And I had a lot of questions for him because I grew up with Walter Cronkite doing the countdown. And but he loves Vietnam. He's an American who lives in Vietnam now. And people from all over the world. Music is great. People have to learn to fold into loving each other no matter who they are.
Yeah.
There's no room for nonsense. We have no room for nonsense in this world. Let's enjoy each other.
Exactly. So one last question for you. What is your favorite song to perform?
Oh. Wow. You know, and when I think of favorite songs with Queen, because they have so many of my favorite songs, I break it down to genres. And I think I did that a little bit earlier in this conversation. You know, why you can't ignore Crazy Little Thing Called Love when that was on the radio, and when you can't ignore Another One Bites the Dust. And those, I look back at the March of the Black Queen, and I look back at the parts that my brother and I used to sing in that middle section together. And I look back at that in these other songs. So I would say the March of the Black Queen really, no, actually I heard Bohemian first, but the March of the Black Queen in Queen's chronological history, to me, started it all.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. And
I have heard your rendition of that from the videos that you've sent me of the previous iteration of the Celebrating Queen band. And your brother Carl did amazing vocals on that. A shout out to Carl, because Carl was quite involved in the band.
Really integral. He kept me going.
Yeah.
And many times along the times of when I was down, he kept me going.
Yeah.
Carl is a great singer. He was all Eastern in school, went to Hart School of Music, very well trained.
Great musician as well.
But now he's happily married.
Yeah, exactly.
Met a girl in Xinjiang, China. Next thing you know,
there you go.
That's the right song, right?
It's all about happiness. That's correct. That's it. That's the right song. So, yeah. So I mean, I think March of the Black Queen is a good choice, and Bohemian Rhapsody is another good choice because they're so related as regards the stylings of the songs. And some people would actually argue that Bohemian Rhapsody was something that they were trying for in March of the Black Queen, because there's a lot of elements that are similar to it.
Yeah, and it all boils down to the genius of Freddie. Really. Yeah. Brian May. We have Brian May in our band, by the way. He looks just like him.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. That's a very, very good point. Just going through the band Celebrating Queen, well, obviously JJ Midnight is on vocals. I'm on keys. We've got Steve Burchell on guitar. Fantastic guitarist. Not only looking like Brian, but also playing exactly like Steve. Steve will put so much work into getting the tone and the stylings right. Like, he learned the Brighton Rock solo and sent it to me, and he went, "How's this?" And I really thought it was off the album. It was just so perfect.
Right.
Then we have Daryl Craig Harris on bass. You probably know Daryl through his amazing podcast of Music Matters. Really, really an excellent bassist.
He's played with everybody. Shane,
oh, he has.
Too.
He has.
He has played with every. And James played with Sammy Hagar, not in a full band, but gigs with Sammy Hagar and Toby Keith. What? This is Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And Shane comes over from Waterford, Ireland. We are so happy to have him.
So
hold on a second here. Hold on, I got it off. Yeah, we are. So people calling me. It's only 7:30. People are 7:56. Shane.
So so it's going to be a great show, and celebratingqueen.com, all the information is there, all the ticketing information is there as well for the show on the 5th of September in Las Vegas, and also the other shows. And JJ, thank you very, very much for having me on the show, and thank you very much for joining me on the show. Sorry. I really appreciate you here joining the podcast. Before we leave,
I love these people, Shane. I love Queen fans, lovers of music in general, but Queen fans and the stories and the beautiful music. You're doing a great job with what you do.
Ah, look, I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy discussing everything that there is about music and Queen and that sort of thing. So thank you very much. Before we leave, we have the 11 questions. The 11 questions I always ask at the end of the show. These have been on other shows, including the Actors Studio. I'm sure you know them. What's your favorite word?
My favorite word? Excellence.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, I suppose you do it every day, don't you, in the show? So, yeah.
Second nature.
Least favorite word? What you think?
Let's come back to that one. Go ahead.
Okay. What turns you on?
Can I name names? No.
Sorry?
No, I'm only kidding. No.
I missed that.
I said, can I name names?
Sorry? Okay.
I said, no. Waking up.
Yeah. Well, I actually heard a nice thing by a friend of mine.
War is the word that I hate worse.
Okay. Yeah.
Is war.
Very, very apt. Yeah. As regards, you said waking up turns you on, which is nice. A friend of mine said that every morning she wakes up and she looks in the corner.
What?
A friend of mine said that she wakes up every morning, looks and imagines a gift in the corner because that's the present. Waking up every day. Some people just don't get the chance, So
well, the old saying, Shane, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery.
Nice.
But today is the present.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Today is the gift.
So if that turns you on, what turns you off?
Can I name names?
No. It is.
No. But betrayal.
Yeah, fair enough. I get it. What sound or noise do you love?
I like to hear Shane McDonald play the prelude to Bohemian Rhapsody when we perform it live.
Nice. I actually thought you were going to say Love of My Life.
Shortly after that.
Yeah.
Oh, because shortly after that, we're into some of the most beautiful one of the most beautiful pieces of music in the world.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much for that. And what sound or noise do you hate?
I hate the sound of pain.
Yeah. Same. Now here's the fun one. What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck, let me think. It's a good curse word.
I think you've always said one, but it doesn't matter. Go on.
Damn it. Damn, because it's spelled funny. D-A-M-N.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
No, wait. Fuck. That's not it. No.
Okay, we move on. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I'd like to be a Rhodes Scholar.
And what profession would you not like to do?
Sanitation.
It's a common theme for people who have. Yeah, that's fair enough, and fair play to anybody who does that. Yeah, of course.
And specifically, I would not want to work in Gehenna.
What's that?
Look it up.
Okay.
Later.
If you were stranded on a desert island, which Queen album would you take?
Oh, A Night at the Opera.
Okay. And the last one is...
No, seriously, not Queen 2. A Night at the Opera, because it would remind me of more memories than Queen 2 would have.
Of course. Nice.
That's
and finally, if heaven exists, what would you like God to say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Hold on. Can you rephrase that again?
So if heaven exists, what would you like God to say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Told you so. Told you so.
The best one I ever heard for that one was "You're early."
Oh yeah, that's really good. That's a great one. You're early. That's funny.
So with that in mind, JJ, thank you very much for joining me on the podcast. Pleasure to have you on, and look forward to seeing you very, very soon. And we will be announcing more information regarding the Celebrating Queen and Everybody Sings project show on the Las Vegas Strip on September 5th, celebrating Freddie Mercury's birthday, his 80th birthday. And that would be at the Hard Rock Cafe in Las Vegas. So, JJ, thank you very much for coming on board and joining me this morning. I know it's very, very early for you. It's just gone 7:30 a.m. or approaching. It's just gone 8 a.m. It's 8
o'clock. But Shane, you're the best host that's interviewed me from around the world. I just got to tell you, and thank you for your viewers and people that participate with you. If you want to know about Queen, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, you put me.
Hey, have a beautiful day, everybody. Have a beautiful day, Shane.
Cheers. Thanks, JJ. Talk to you soon.
Woo! Woo, everybody.
Killer Queen Conversation.
So thank you very much for tuning in to the Queen Fan Podcast here on Shane's Queen site, Killer Queen Conversations. We hope to see you again very soon. And we would like to thank our guest this week for joining us. Join us again next week for more great conversations about Queen, their music, and what it means to be a Queen fan. See you again very soon. My name is Shane McDonald, and I hope you have a great day.